Everybody, welcome to the DJB Productions Network. My name is Danny J. This is WTF, brand new show here on the network. Hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, leave some comments down below, and always share the channel. I have a great cast of people on this show. We're going to get through them right now. Out of Cali, we got my good man, Brandon Smith.
Yo!
We got Brandon Smith.
Fuck?
Right? Then we got, coming out of Florida, we got my good girl, Val Thompson.
What the fuck?
And then it's a good thing she's attractive because she sucks at technology. Let's get up for Christy Pino, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
WTF.
WTF. So now, guys, this is a great show. We were thinking about a lot of different things we wanted to do on the show. As far as topics, we were thinking about world crises. We were thinking about gas prices, the presidency. But the one thing that came out over everything else was the fact that Chrissy Pino, who's an Italian girl, does not make her own meatballs. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Like, what the fuck? Pino, how is it that an Italian girl goes out and buys meatballs? You're not even buying it from like me or something like that.
No, correction. I do make my own meatballs.
Every guy likes a woman that makes her own meatballs.
Found a cheat and I started buying them.
Italians don't cheat.
I know.
Italians don't cheat.
I go to the butcher, they're already pre-made, and then I bake them and I put them in. Although it is a lot different because I just made a full pot of gravy like 3 weeks ago when I made my own meatballs, and I fried them. Yeah. And it's a lot of time consuming. So
let me tell you something. First of all,
gravy, by the way, instead of sauce. We should have a gravy / versus sauce topic as well.
I think we're going to talk about that as well. That's a very easy topic. That's going to be
the gravy has meat in it. That's what every Italian will tell you.
Yeah.
The gravy has meat. So
now,
I put sausage, pork, and meatballs on the gravy, and I let it sit and simmer for like 4 hours.
Unfortunately, Pino did not keep her lines pure. She went outside of the Italian lines, so therefore she has what we like to call medigons in the house, and they don't like meat. They rather have manwich than meatballs in the house. So unfortunately, she's fighting a losing battle in her house right now. But
we don't have manwich. That's not true. We don't. And the rest of my Medigons, we
Does everybody in the house like your
Italian to me. She's my daughter, and we pretend.
Off camera, her daughter said, and I heard her say, "I don't really care for meatballs that much."
She's only had her mom.
Oh my God! I wanted to bless myself. Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
The blasphemy coming from your house. But seriously, though, I mean, it's something that, and I'm a guy, of course, and we take food seriously, but like something that I know that women, my wife does, and other Italian women that I know take cooking very, very seriously. It's something that it's almost like a cultural thing for Italians. Yep. That we're lovers and we're cooks. That's what we are. So we're very romantic and we're very fat is what ends up happening.
We love our food.
We do. We love our food. I mean, and I think if we can combine the two, or we can make out with a meatball, boom.
Would that be hot?
You know what I mean? We totally would, right?
That'd be totally hot. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Totally hot. That's totally hot. So the thing is, when I heard that she was, now granted,
did you just say noodle?
Yeah, there's another.
Woo!
There's another thing. There's another.
Sacrilege there.
Your husband says noodle though.
Yeah, he got caught saying noodle at a family dinner a few years, like when we were first dating, and he said pass the noodles, and I think like the whole plate almost fell. So we had to
a record skip. You hear like a record skip.
we had to teach him like it's not noodles. It's macaroni. We don't say noodles at this house. That's for the Chinese. I mean,
and it's true.
It is true.
This is true.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Italians don't say noodles.
No,
we don't say noodles.
Nah.
Macaroni.
I call it macaroni.
No,
and
if it's peanut, if it's penne,
it's penne.
bow tie, anything.
That's all macaroni.
We're just going macaroni.
That's all macaroni.
It's all macaroni. It's all macaroni. And then you get the Medigans that go, you mean mac and cheese? No, motherfucker. I don't mean mac and cheese.
No.
This water.
This isn't Wawa.
France. How do you say France?
and it's like
hoagie.
It's okay to say pasta. You can say pasta. It's pasta.
Pasta.
Brandon, I know Brandon. Like 2 out of 3 meals at Brandon's house is ice cream. So like I know it's like
no beer.
His kids aren't really hungry because they have such brain freeze. They forgot that they have to eat. So
they are strictly pasta, chicken nuggets, and pizza.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? Pasta is a very easy food
and inexpensive.
And inexpensive. That's right. And that's why that's another reason why Italians like live off of pasta and stuff like that, because that's something that over generations, you know, it's plentiful.
Family of
five. Growing up
in
my home, we had macaroni or pasta at least 3 nights out of the week.
Yep.
Right.
Pizza, pasta.
Definitely 2 nights.
At least 3 nights. And that's it. Like I think growing up I had it maybe 4 out of the 7.
Twice a week.
4 out of 7.
Really?
Pasta. Yeah.
Really? I
don't know about you, but my grandparents, my mother's parents, my father, when I grew up, he worked 3 jobs, much like kind of like I do now. And so he was out a lot and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She babysat and stuff like that, but she was a stay-at-home mom. So my dad made sure of that. But because he was out a lot, my grandparents would come over to the house literally 6 out of 7 days out of the week and be over the house. Like they wouldn't sleep there or anything like that, but they would be there come the afternoon, and my grandmother and my mom would make dinner and stuff like that. So we had pasta a lot. And then there would be those times where we made steak or burgers or chicken or what have you. And my grandmother in between, right. And my grandmother
like
used to
chicken
make
cutlets.
like chicken cutlets or something like that, which made more preparation. But like another thing we used to do too was we used to make my grandmother used to make stew, but with gravy. Remember this? Pino, I think you probably would understand this. You would get the potatoes and get the beef stock, and they would put it in gravy, but the gravy would be almost soupy. It wouldn't be, you never had that. Maybe it's novel.
No.
She used to put the potatoes in like the gravy, and like obviously boil the potatoes, put them in gravy with the beef stock. The beef stock and the potatoes would be in a gravy, but the gravy wasn't thick like you're thinking on macaroni. It was more soupish, but not exactly soup.
Yeah.
So it was
you're making me really hungry now.
Yeah. I'm ready to
I
eat.
definitely
And so she used to
never
make
had that.
she used to make that a lot. And then
I've had pasta fagioli. I made that actually,
but like then she would mash for me.
How
Because
about
I was a picky person. She used to mash the potatoes, so I'd have like
corned beef
gravy
and
mash.
cabbage?
Nice.
So like corned beef and cabbage, that's not Medigans shit again. Okay.
Yeah. That happens at every beef and beer that I DJ at.
Yes.
It's corned beef and cabbage.
That is definitely
It's like we walked by the aisle where they had hot dogs, and we said, nah, we want to make this a little bit better. So let's get corned beef and have it. Now, corned beef hash I'll eat, which is that breakfast. It comes out of a can. Looks like dog food.
That shit's
I'll eat
good.
that. I'll eat that like all day long.
Dog food.
It
So
does.
good.
It looks like dog food, but I'll eat that all day long.
Smells like it a little bit too.
It does. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. When growing up, like I had dogs and stuff like that, and I always
like
dog food smells really, really good. I ain't gonna lie. I said,
what the fuck?
What
I kind of like. I can sit there and say like,
food smells good.
you eat them like you go like Alpo, and
It is like I gotta try everything.
Smells really good.
Oh my god!
I tried kibble when I was a kid.
When
I was a kid, I tried kibble. Everybody's tried kibble as a kid.
No, I have
not
not.
everyone has.
Tried one pellet.
Val's like, who hasn't?
Down with you. We have not all tried dog food.
Anything.
Peter's like, I never tried kibble in my life.
I think it might be a guy thing. I don't know if
It
girls
might
actually
be
try it.
because my brother got a couple kernels and I got a couple kernels of the kibble and I tried
Many
it and
times
it tastes.
girls tell us
And
that
I
we're
said,
dogs.
and I said to my
was
brother,
like, I gotta try the dog food.
Yo, I said to my brother, I don't know why they're so crazy over this. This doesn't really taste that great. Yeah, it's like,
Oh my God.
maybe it's like because I only had one. Let me try another one real quick. I need another one.
Hey, Dan, none of this is making me miss my years of having men.
No, yeah, I know. None of it. See, Val is so happy that she
I almost
switched
want to
teams.
refrain from telling a really bad story here, mean story. That
Now I can just hear about the story. Then I have to live with them.
Yeah. Well, just don't have a dog with a guy. Don't combine the two, and then you'll be fine. That'll never happen. But I'll tell you though, when I feed the cats though, cat food smells really good. I ain't gonna lie.
Eating that too?
No, I have not tried the cat food because I learned from the dog food. It does not. It's not that thing. And I only tried the dry. I didn't try the wet food. The wet food looks like it might be okay. I don't know. If you put
that'd be the worst thing is if you tried it and you actually liked it and you continually eat it throughout the year, then there'd be some issues.
Right. Now if I sit there and say, "Hey, kids, you got to try this," and I start feeding it to my kids, that's a different story altogether. You know what I mean?
What was it? Ace Ventura? He walks in, Mr. Sugar Dance. He's like, "What's all the pet food for?" And he's like, "You got some animals in there? No, fiber."
But Pino, so like we went back, we talked about this for extensive levels offline about how like when we were kids, we used to fry the meatballs and we used to eat the meatballs right out of the frying pan.
Yes, that was the thing when my mother made gravy.
Yeah.
On Sundays, she'd leave she'd just leave the meatballs sitting there on paper towels.
Yes.
And
they have to dry out.
If I were there, there wouldn't be left. There would be none left.
And I used to like the crunchier the better.
Yep.
The crunchier the better. Yeah. The crunchier the better. And it was like one of those things where like it was amazing to me. And I preferred meatballs out of gravy than I did in gravy. I ain't gonna lie.
I still do.
Oh, I did too. So I made I have a situation. Give me a second.
The whole show should be about like, what the fuck with these kids in the room? Get out of here.
I mean, there's only so long I could keep him in a room, though. I think he wants to run out. He hears me out here, and he probably thinks I'm.
He's like, manwich.
No.
I hear manwich.
Actually, no. He is my little meatball. Actually, no. He is my little meatball. He definitely is. He loves.
Somebody say cabbage.
My daughter would love mashed potatoes, and she'd eat macaroni, but she loves steak and potatoes is her favorite meal.
Oh well, that's a good thing, though. I mean, I gotta say, steak and potatoes is great.
But no, but what I was saying is so when my mom would make the gravy, she'd be yelling at us because we'd be eating all the fried meatballs that she'd say, we're not going to have enough for the gravy to put in. Because me and my father, my sisters, we would start eating them as soon as they were like hitting the plate.
Paper,
the paper towel with the oil. And I did that 3 weeks ago because I had time. And it was bringing me back to like my childhood and my mom in the kitchen and stuff and my dad. And I'm going, oh, taste the meatballs. I did a good job. You need to taste it. And everybody said, I'll just wait till it goes in the sauce. I'm like, no, this is what you gotta do. Like,
they don't care.
You gotta eat it. Like, I'm trying to teach you.
And as an Italian mother, you are a failure in life.
That is
Dan.
That is your responsibility.
No.
That is your responsibility to teach them to say, yes, give me whatever you got, mother milk, because that's what I want from you. Failure. What the fuck? That's it.
Dan, coincidentally, when I say macaroni in my house, Melissa looks at me like, what the fuck are you saying? She just calls it pasta. And I'm like, no, it's like pasta's like to me.
And she's Italian too.
Yes, she is. To me,
they always think it's macaroni cheese.
A little like wagon with all that fucking stuff. That's macaroni to me.
Val, how much Italian is she?
She's full.
Is she full?
Well, her parents are
Pasta is acceptable.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
pasta.
Macaroni is my point. It's weird because they were from New York and we're from around Philly, and they're like, "What the fuck are you saying?" Like, what?
I mean, macaroni versus pasta. Pasta gets to the point quicker.
Yeah, it takes
and
care of
if she's from New York, they're like boom, 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 boom. We want to waste time with words.
Oh yes, yes, that is how it is in my house. Constantly.
Yeah. Now, Val, you're a little bit Italian, are you not, or not?
I'm half Italian and half Irish. Yeah. So
there you go.
Bacon potatoes to me are also good. In addition.
So she was there. She's on both sides.
Yes.
She's like Victor Victoria.
Now you understand my struggle, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm all Italian and he's Irish, and our kid is, our kids are mixed breed here. I mean, so
they don't have appreciation for food.
Me though, I'm
saying noodles.
Pino, they do not have an appreciation for food.
Or gravy or whatever,
But I'll tell you what. My daughter does not call it noodles. She'll say macaroni.
Well,
that's good.
She's been around my mom and dad too much to call it.
Yeah, we're mostly pasta, but if
when mom buys those,
I'm just thinking the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. When mom buys those meat cylinders, it's like.
I think you should stop making meatballs when you're in like your 80s and shit.
Now, what I will say this though, we're making fun of Pino. We're making fun of Pino buying her meatballs, but she does go to a butcher, which is good.
That's
She does. She does go to a butcher. She's not going to Acme.
I'm not going to Acme. No, I go. Roy Tweedy's. I'll give a shout out to Roy Tweedy's here in Delco. Not great butcher.
Yeah,
he makes his meatballs and they're good. But so what happened is that's what I was doing. I was buying them for a few years there because whatever reason I could not get my mom's recipe down and it just wasn't tasting right. So I went to the butcher and everybody likes Roy Tweedy's meatballs, so that's what I was doing. And then
your family, as far as food is concerned, are like taking a colorblind person to an art exhibit.
What are you talking about?
Meaning that they don't know nothing from nothing. They're like, whatever, it's meat. You cooked it. It's hot. We're not giving you any kind of explanation of anything.
Wait, that is
you could have been phenomenal.
Hey,
I'm just hungry, Mom. Put it on the table.
At first, I was going to be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But now that
Pino, as an Italian, I have an undisclosed faith in saying that anything she's going to make is going to be good. Because she's Italian, it has to be until she proves me otherwise. And then if I eat it, I say, "Oh, God forbid!" And I make the sign of the cross, and I say, "God, don't ever go back in the kitchen again."
Yeah, no, So what happened? No. So what happened was Roy Tweedy's got way too expensive since the pandemic. So I just said, I'll just try making the meatballs again. So that's what I did about 2 weeks ago. And I made, the big pot of gravy, and I made the meatballs, and I fried sausage and pork, and I put it all in. And I said, so how is it? Like I said to my daughter, I'm like, because she's the taste tester between my mother's meatballs and my meatballs. And I said, so how is it? I was so excited. I'm like, these taste so good. And she went, they're all right. And I was like, oh, man.
But she said offline, and I quote, I don't really care for meatballs.
That's a first. I know.
Her middle name should be Metagon. That's exactly what it should be. Metagon.
That a good place? I don't remember going there back when I lived in Delco.
What, Roy Tweedy? Roy Tweedy? It's been forever. That's off of McDade Boulevard.
Oh.
It is.
That's a Ridley. Is that Ridley area?
Down Route 3?
Folsom. Yeah, Folsom.
Yeah.
No, not Route 3. No, not Route 3. McDade Boulevard, which I forget what that turns into, but that leads you all the way out to the lagoon and stuff like that.
420.
420. Yeah, basically 420. So, but guys,
the best restaurant to get meatballs. How about we go there?
Best restaurants? Nowhere.
Yeah.
I do not go to a restaurant.
No, you don't.
I got to say,
my house
down 100.
My house.
Enzo's. I'll do a shout out for Enzo's.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy them from somewhere, honestly, right near me, and she knows it too, is Scaramouze's.
Oh my God, my favorite.
It's old ladies in the back. It's very stereotypical. It's old ladies in the back making food.
Yep.
And then they
Italian ladies.
old school Italian ladies. That's exactly what it is. And then they sell it, and it's great. And that's where you have to go.
I don't need any other
shout out to them.
Shout out to them, honestly.
I'll have to try. So next time I decide to buy meatballs, I'm going to try them.
Yeah, you should. What the fuck? Anyway,
Why not?
for Brandon, for Pino, for Val, my name is Danny J. Until next time, what the fuck?
Bye, guys.